Hello, my name is Hayden, and I'm joined by Chan, Richard, Bob, and Camilo, and we are the management team of Walmart. As global markets are constantly changing, it is our job to manage proactively and keep our path true to Walmart's mission. We have been tasked with identifying current issues and providing recommendations to the board to ensure the health and sustainability of the company. Our team has noticed one major trend that needs to be addressed. This is the shift from physical walk-in retail to online sales or e-commerce. For Walmart, this means we may start seeing a decline in numbers of in-store traffic and decline in store sales, as well as an increase in demand for online purchases and delivery. In 2017, e-commerce sales globally increased 25% from the previous year, and this transition is expected to continue. Because of the switch in the retail market, Walmart faces a new direct competitor, Amazon. It is imperative for the health of Walmart to be able to compete and succeed over Amazon in the e-commerce market. As managers, we have two challenges. The first is that Walmart is heavily back-ended regarding logistics. We have excelled on the supply chain from supplier to locations all over the world, but the problem is that Walmart does not have a system in place that supports last mile delivery. The second challenge is online customer relationships. Walmart needs to provide incentives for current and new customers to shop online. Systems need to be in place to make ordering and delivery simple, as well as offer rewards to retain relationships. Now I'd like to introduce Chan, who will be talking about our internal analysis.
Thank you, Hayden. As for our industry analysis of our company, a priority of Walmart is consistently creating a customer-centric experience. We're able to live up to this by instilling our mission to save people money so they can live better, and to every facet of our value chain. Some of our primary activities include inbound logistics, such as the strategic relationships we make with our suppliers by deciding to mainly work with manufacturers over traders, and cross-docking to cut cost in the transfer of products. As for operations, we have three different segments: US, International, and Sam's Club. For all three segments, we account for over 11,000 stores worldwide and employ about 2.2 million workers. Regardless of growth, we manage to ingrain the importance of efficiencies to our employees and suppliers within our decisions in order to keep costs low for our customers. Our outbound logistics of cross-docking ensures that our stores aren't waiting long periods for inventory replenishments. And through our omni-channel structuration, we've been able to improve our technologies to serve our customers throughout their shopping experience, whether it's online or in-store. As for our competitive advantages, we have an edge over our competitors due to our physical stores, which we can utilize for our online inventory, our omni-channel, and our low-cost leadership. With that all said, we hope to capture a market share of e-commerce. And here's a breakdown of SWOT analysis. So for our strengths, we make a great use of our global supply chain. We also have loyal customers to our cause and strong inbound logistics such as storage and inventory. For weaknesses, we have been beat at our attempts to have strong e-commerce in order to deliver products efficiently and faster, our low profit margins, and our outbound logistics with delivery and the technology to back that. With that being said, we can assess our opportunities. With the ability to capture a large market share by enhancing our current offerings in apparel, food, such as the quality, trend apparel, and attractiveness. Additionally, our food variety can expand to include vegan, vegetarian, and keto diets. We should be able to compete in these segments, especially since they continue to grow annually. As for the threats we face and need to keep in mind moving forward are virtually every retailer, including virtual ones, our healthy food alternatives, aggressive competition such as Amazon, and data breaches. And for the next portion of our presentation, we will have Bob explain our external analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandler. So for microenvironmental impacts, there are definitely a lot of impacts that impacting the retail industry right now. We have economic factors. For example, since the economy is on decline right now due to the coronavirus pandemic, people save their money for products of necessity. They'll spend the bare minimum on food, and the rest will go to unpaid bills. It's known that the retail industry is one of the few who managed to hold itself up even during the recession. So during this coronavirus pandemic, the retail industry shall be doing fine as well. However, we know that the economy is poor, so as Walmart, we need to react accordingly. And for example, by cutting prices, otherwise we will suffer profit loss. For technological factors, for example, the retail industry has greatly benefited because of the internet. So now customers can buy online, and Amazon and Walmart are going head to head when it comes to that. They're leaders in this front. And now other small name companies just cannot compete with that scale, because both of these companies not only operate locally but also globally. And social factors, we have the retail industry is often under pressure to develop socially responsible products, environmentally friendly, and those who cannot adapt to those new demands of customers, they just fall off. And gladly Walmart and Amazon, they're doing well on this regard. And so when it comes to our key competitors, we have Amazon, Costco, and Target. Let's focus on Amazon though. Their strengths is low cost structure, largest merchandise selection. They have the biggest amount of third-party sellers. They are in a monopoly, online retail giant, and they are strong brand power. They have strong brand power. And the weaknesses are immutable business model, limited penetration in developing markets, and limited brick and mortar presence, meaning they don't have physical stores. They only have online store. But Walmart, we have both. So let's go over Porter's 5 force model as well. So competitive rivalry or competition for Walmart is strong. Bargaining power of buyers is weak. Bargaining power of suppliers is weak as well. Threat of substitutes is weak, and threat of new entrants is strong. And now I present you Camilo, who's going to talk about financial analysis.
Thank you, Bob. Historically, Walmart has been seen as a value investment for investors. The company made history by becoming the first corporation to record annual revenues of $500 billion in 2016. Its e-commerce sales were also on a promising upswing, having grown by 63% in 2016 and 44% in 2017. Nonetheless, the company's stock price dropped by 15% in the first quarter of 2018 as investors worried about stagnant sales and declining operating margins. On the other hand, Amazon stock price had risen by 24% over the first quarter of 2018. Then Amazon's $700 billion market capitalization dwarfed the $262 billion market value of Walmart, even though Amazon is at 1/3 the size of Walmart in terms of revenues. Having said this, we are going to analyze more meaningful values and data in order to determine if Walmart is financially capable to continue with any new project and change. The price to earning ratio. As of the third quarter of 2018, Walmart price to earning ratio is about 20, meaning that the company shares trade in the market at around 20 times the earnings per share. This information suggests that the price to earning ratio of Walmart shows a pretty stable and healthy growth for potential investors. Furthermore, it is important to mention that the company's shares do not appear to be overvalued based on the recent earnings that the company was able to achieve. Still, this price to earnings is less than half of Costco's price to earning ratio of 35. However, the company's other big competitors, Target, has a price to earning ratio of just around 16. Regarding its price to book ratio, which compares the company's market value and dictates what the company is really worth from an accounting perspective, as for the third quarter of 2018, Walmart's price to book ratio was 3.8, which is slightly higher than the value investor limit. However, when it's compared to its competitors, like the price to book ratio of Target of 4.1 and Costco's of 8.2, Walmart actually possesses a fairly good value pricing relative to its direct competitors. Now we're going to continue with our following slide, and we're going to discuss on the current return on equity of Walmart, which their value are about of 18.2% as of the third quarter of 2018, which represents a healthy position for the 10% standard that investors expect to have in their shares. But in these values, its competitors have been able to get really strong results, but Costco and Target's return on equity comes around in 25%. Finally, the debt to equity ratio expresses a company's total debt as a percentage of its equity. Ideally, investors prefer this value to be under 100% for their investments. As of for the third quarter of 2018, Walmart's debt to equity ratio is 70%, indicating a healthy level of debt. By comparison, Target's debt to equity ratio of 109% indicates its debt load has overtaken the value of its equity. On the other hand, Costco debt to equity ratio stands at an impressive 52%. As it's seen as a conclusion, Walmart does have a healthy financial result, plus its a strong bargaining power based on organizational size is another sustainable competitive advantage that could help Walmart to fend off aggressive competitors and continue with new projects. Further on, we are going to continue with our recommendations with your partner Richard.
Thank you, Camilo. With those factors in mind, we explored two major recommendations that could greatly influence the e-commerce marketplace into our favor. The first strategy involves improving the last mile delivery on a level that could edge out Amazon's leader-class front-end logistical capability. Currently, we're using a combination of first-party team members and third-party delivery services in order to coordinate last-mile deliveries across the country. What we have in mind is the utilization of unmanned area vehicles, or UAVs, in order to phase out the necessity for human truck deliveries. The UAV's all-terrain capability, wide range, and cheap cost per mile would be able to bring operating costs low enough to enable easier deliveries to a wider customer base. With more than 90% of the US population within 10 miles of our stores, the utilization of unmanned area vehicles to deliver goods would offer blanket coverage over the entire country. We are currently hosting trials in the Tokyo Bay area to test the viability of drone delivery, and the results look very promising in terms of geographical accessibility and cost reduction. For our second recommendation, we want to streamline and simplify the steps necessary to place orders on our products so customers will be able to find out what they need in a timely manner and encourage them to shop more often on our e-retail space. In order to simplify delivery fees, we're introducing a new program called Walmart Plus, a service that allows customers to place orders for our goods in stock and having that product delivered to their front door in just hours. As a test run, their first trial will begin at a price competitive to Amazon, which will be around $98 US. And it will contain all of the cost leadership deals and prices found at our stores across the country. That includes prescription medications, coupons, and all offers and accessibilities available through our brick and mortar stores, accessible on the e-commerce app. In order to streamline placing an order even further, we have plans on utilizing order receipts through SMS as a way to simplify the process of ordering our products. The 1,500 stores across the world will be our backend to house our products, and when customers fill their orders, a third or first-party service like our drivers or the Walmart UAV delivery service can be utilized to finish the journey to the customer.
Thank you for the recommendations, Richard. And thank you to the board for your time, and we hope that we are able to offer some helpful information. We encourage feedback on our recommendations as well as any comments or concerns at this time. Thank you.